This time you start narrowing it down, and the seeds are good, and obviously Florida State hosting, you know, that's good for them, and they'll have a little home course advantage. But I think we're playing okay. ACC's was a function of a couple things, but Anders winning I think was really important for him individually, and Bo winning the tournament before I think will help. So it should be a great opportunity.
I asked you about Anders. I was talking with Moose a little about him before. He's telling me, but he's been kind of a grinder for you, and someone who's really, I imagine, made a lot of progress in the 2 seasons he's had.
Yeah, I think part of Anders' challenge is how not to try too hard. And you want to win, and it's all about winning. And sometimes I think he's had some chances in the last 2 years, and kind of went out and started thinking, I got to do this and I got to do that, rather than just playing.
Right.
And I think over time, you work with guys and try to get them to just play, and it's a hard sport because you can't play defense.
Right.
And you can play well and not win, and that's sometimes hard to kind of grasp when you played other sports and done other things. You have a chance to guard somebody or do something about it. But this, he could have shot 201 and somebody shoots 200, and it means you're not getting where you want to go. And it's all about perspective and how you're looking at how much progress you're making. So I think based on his nature and what he won, I think that'll be a big deal for him.
He was saying he hadn't won in 2 or 3 years, something like that. So I imagine this can help.
Right, but it goes back to, I could create a schedule where all these guys could win once during the year. And
y'all don't come eat some of those Danish, it means I'm gonna eat them.
But I don't think that's what they came here for.
Right.
They came here to play against the best teams and the very best players, and so I think what's nice is when you finally do, it means something. And plus, that's your competition.
Right.
And you don't only get better by just beating people. Now they can say, you learn how to win, but is it against who it is? Is that really kind of a false sense of security? So I like the fact that when they win here, or we win a tournament, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Just much playing yourself, I guess, on a tournament as opposed to playing an opponent.
Yeah, no, it's yourself against the golf course, and that's just it's a little bit different. And I think it takes these guys a while to finally understand that. And it's hard not to be in control. I mean, we all want to control the outcome and all those kind of things, and in this sport you can't. We played well enough to win several national championships and haven't. And what are you going to do with that? You're going to feel bad about yourself or don't think you're doing a good job? It's just, again, it's sometimes you can't stop your opponent, and so that's something that we all have to learn.
Ollie was saying that he felt like the team, the players individually, were kind of running their games into form. Is that something you've seen? Yeah,
I think so. Ollie had a chance. He was right there with 9 holes to go at ACC's too, and he didn't play a good back 9, but the weather got bad. But I think everybody's moving in the right direction. It's still a young team with how it's kind of turned out as to who's going to be playing. And that takes a little while, but I think we're in a good place. And it's nice to be out here and not have school. And I think our probably commitment to that is maybe a little larger than a lot of the teams we play against. And so this is a great time of the year for them, where it's just golf, and they've been working 16, 17, 18 hours a day to try to do golf and school. And now just to get to do one thing, this has always been a pretty enjoyable time of the year for them.
Isn't there a hungrier team because they didn't win ACCs this year?
I hope so. That was kind of the thought process, is that now there's more. I don't know if last year us winning that again, and who knows what happened in Oklahoma, but I think they probably left there knowing there's more to do than maybe they understood last year that there was more to do. But again, last year we took 4 guys to a regional that never played in one, and now Bo's played in one, and Ollie and Anders have. So I think we'll have some more experience as far as that goes too.
Ollie and Anders are sophomores, yet they're 2 for 2 in NCAAs. How are they better this year, and how have they kind of stepped up as leaders on the team?
I think they've just grown up a little bit emotionally, and that's all this is how do you can control your emotions when something doesn't happen. I mean, the reality in a 54-hole event or a 72-hole event, there's probably going to be a hiccup in there, and it's what do you do on the next swing, it's what do you do on the next hole. And I think it's a lot of just maturity and gaining experience and trusting yourself that you're okay. We don't have to panic, and I'm hoping that that's what they're learning day to day in the tournaments that they play, and what we talk about and what we try to teach them is that just kind of stay with it, You look at Adam Scott at the Masters. You know, he just plugged along, and it putt didn't go in, and it didn't go in, and it didn't go in, and it didn't go in, and finally they go in at the end. And if he doesn't stay in there emotionally, then he probably doesn't make those putts. And Webb Simpson, give him some credit. He said something to his caddy that what he's trying to do is kind of his philosophy is to leave some room emotionally, so at the end of the round something good might happen. Maybe birdie the last 2 holes rather than getting so frustrated and so discouraged that when you come to the end you make a couple bogeys and make it worse. And so we've kind of tried to use that a little bit as a mantra this year after I heard about it, is, just be in a place emotionally at the end to where, a putt may go in, or you eagle a par 5 and kind of save the day and save your round. So hopefully, when you talk about those kind of things and work on it, that slowly creeps into, how they think about it and what they're doing when they're out there.